Just a point of clarity. My home was broken into in 2024. It was right before we started filming season 9. We came back from our family vacation. My kids go upstairs, and my daughter says, Zoe made a mess.
What? Her daughter said Zoe made a mess. Dr. Wendy, Dr. Wendy, aka Miss 4 Degrees, is sticking to her story. She's sticking to it. And she talks about it in the Real Housewives of Potomac season 10 reunion part 3. And we're going to talk about it right here in the suite in about 51 seconds after this intro plays. Do me a favor though, y'all. Go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. I'll be back in 51 seconds, and that's just enough time to get your drink, get your wine, get your tea, or whatever you need to do to sit back, be comfortable, and talk. We're going to talk about it right after this intro. Since the beginning of times, beauty salons and barbershops have had a special place in the hearts of the industry professionals and the patrons alike. We can all remember trips to the shop, special moments made, conversations had, and lessons learned. From politics to pop culture, the latest gossip, love and relationships, and social movements. It's all talked about. Lifelong friendships are created, networks are built, ideas are shared, and politicians are made or broken. Our power is great. Our reach is wide. This is the place where we all shine, from the beginning to the end of times. Let's keep the conversation alive. Join me in my suite from your suite, and let's talk about the tea. Welcome back to the suite. My name is Tanya, and this is Sweet Tea, where we talk about all kinds of things we talk about in hair salons, barbershops, your favorite makeup chair, nail salons, all those places where the tea is always hot. And right here in this suite, not only is the tea hot, but I always have the receipts on deck. If you don't know, you better go back and watch some of my other videos, okay? But tonight, in particular, we're going to talk about Dr. Wendy Osefo, aka Miss 4 Degrees, aka Miss I'm sticking to my story, aka Miss I can't be shook, aka Miss I'm taking it to the grave. Whatever y'all want to call it, Wendy is sticking to her story, and it is not changing, okay? So, unless you've been living under a rock, if you are a Real Housewives of Potomac fan, then you know that Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband Eddie Osefo, aka Happy Eddie, were indicted I think it was during October of last year for insurance fraud, amongst a bunch of other things, okay? And it stems around an alleged robbery that happened at her house. Well, during the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, I was where everybody was waiting on it. I know I was, because I kind of wanted to see and hear what she was going to say about it. And to my surprise, Dr. Wendy is sticking to her story. I thought that if anything, she would have just shut up. She wouldn't have answered any questions. She would have said, I can't talk about that because, as you know, it's an ongoing case. But no, Dr. Wendy was like, I'm answering questions. And she was sitting there like she was so calm, cool, and collected that it was weird. It was weird. Like she was acting like she's not facing all these charges that she's really facing. But okay, I'm not going to ramble. We're going to get into the receipts. As I told y'all before I started this, I got the receipts. I have the receipts, okay? So here is the clip. Here's when Andy, during the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 3, actually was going to start bringing up the conversation about Dr. Wendy's arrest. Here we go. Let me okay. I'm going to go ahead and mute this background music, you guys, so y'all can hear it. And let me go ahead and apologize in advance as well, because when I was doing some of these clips, I was sitting on my sofa watching the actual reunion, and my dog, Ryder, was sitting next to me. And you guys can hear her licking her lips all during these clips. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, that's freaking Ryder. That's Ryder. She's a staffy. If you guys know what a staffy is, they call them the nanny dogs because they want to sit right next to you and not move, and they stick next to you, and that's how she is. I'm surprised she's not in here with me right now. But anyways, so just again apologize in advance if y'all hear her smacking in the background, okay? But here is the first clip. This is when Andy, honey, Shady Boots Andy started the conversation about Wendy's arrest. Okay, here we go.
Years, Dr. Wendy and Eddie Osepo have lived an aspirational life as exemplary and hardworking members of Potomac society. And just as happy Eddie was expanding and Wendy was.
First of all, it's not lost on me the way Kiana and Angel were looking during this intro, okay? Especially when he talked about them being exemplary members of Potomac society, because I'm sure they were thinking, yeah, right. Yeah, right. And the thing about it is, you guys, it's not that it's okay for them to take glory in her downfall or for them to make light of it or to find humor in it. It's not that that's okay. But it's also understandable because Wendy was not very nice to Angel this season. I mean, she was all in on that catfish stuff too. So we're not going to act like they owe her any loyalty or anything like that. Let's watch it again.
5 years, Dr. Wendy and Eddie Osepo have lived an aspirational life as exemplary and hardworking members of Potomac society.
Look at them laughing. Look at Angel.
Eddie was expanding and Wendy was.
And I don't know what's going on with Karen and her lips. I don't know what's going on. We can talk about that in another video too. If y'all know what's going on with Karen and her lips, if y'all think y'all know, let me know in the comments, okay? I think that's the question of the whole reunion. The question that everybody is left wondering, what is going on with Karen and her mouth? Okay. So that was Andy leading up to the questions about the arrest, okay? And to my surprise, I don't know if y'all were surprised. If y'all were surprised, let me know in the comments. To my surprise, Wendy stuck to her story. Let's listen.
My home was broken into in 2024. It was right before we started filming season 9. You know, we came back from our family vacation. My kids go upstairs, and my daughter says, Zoe made a mess.
So she's explaining when the robbery took place. And what she's saying is that her daughter noticed that things were out of place. And her daughter thought that it was the dog. So she thought that Zoe made a mess. I'll play it one more time.
Just a point of clarity. My home was broken into. And
so she just said, just a point of clarity. My home was broken into. She's sticking to her story. Okay?
2024. It was right before we started filming season 9. You know, we came back from our family vacation. My kids go upstairs, and my daughter says, Zoe made a mess.
Look how everybody is looking as she's explaining the story. Look at Giselle's face right now. Like, do you think anybody is buying the story? And why is Wendy going into this when she's in the middle of a trial right now? Like, why is she talking about all of this? Why is she talking about it, you guys? If y'all think that that's not a smart move for Dr. Wendy with the 4 degrees, y'all let me know. Because see, the thing about it is that sometimes people can be book smart and not have common sense. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people can be very book smart and very educated and very well read and all those things and just not have common sense. Common sense, I would think, or just a little bit of street smarts would have told her to shut up. To shut up. Like her mother said, shut the F up, Wendy. Shut the F up, Wendy. I feel like she's trying to plead her case to the public and to her cast members. She's trying to plead her case in the eyes of public opinion. And we are not the ones that matter. The ones that matter are the judge. And if you have to do a jury trial, the jury. That's what matters. I wish that she would have just been quiet because her trying to explain it is not helping at all. If you guys left this reunion, if you guys watched this reunion and felt like you learned anything from this, or like Wendy explained this any better? Did y'all come out of this believing her or not believing her? Did it cast more doubt or less doubt? Let's watch this one more time and look at the cast members, her castmates' faces. That's what I want you guys to really pay attention to, because I don't think that they're buying it. And I can't believe that she went into detail to explain it.
Just a point of clarity. My home was broken into in 2020.
Look at them.
It was right before we started filming season 9. We came back from our family vacation. My kids go upstairs, and my daughter says, Zoe made a mess.
I think that everybody is looking, and I think that everybody at this point is probably just shocked that she's even talking. Okay. Like, there wasn't very much judgment in what she was saying at that point, but I want, especially at least in the body language, it wasn't. Who knows what they were thinking on the inside, but in the body language, I didn't see very much judgment there, except for the way Giselle was looking at her. But in these other clips, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. I don't think the cast is buying it. And I know that me as a fan in the public, and I have been one in the past to stick up for Dr. Wendy, to go up for Dr. Wendy, and to defend her when I felt like she was being unjustly picked on, right? But in this situation, but I'm also one to call a spade, okay? I'm also one to just call it like it is. And I call bullshit on this. I think Wendy is lying, because y'all gonna see why. Let's keep going.
He comes downstairs, and as he's running downstairs, he said, baby, I think something happened. We call 911. We report a burglary in our house. There's a reason I'm saying this as it relates to case statement.
So she left out a lot of context there. A lot of context. And what I mean by that is she didn't say that anything was missing. She said that Cam said that the dog had messed the house up, and that they bored their dog, so they knew that it wasn't the dog. Okay, so some things were messed up and overturned, or, mess or array or whatever. But she didn't say that anything was missing. So what would make you automatically call the police and report a burglary unless you notice that something was missing? I could see calling the police and reporting a break-in because your stuff is messed up. But what would make you automatically think that it was a burglary unless you noticed something was missing? And that's what she did not say. She did not say anything about that. But we'll watch this one again. Let's watch this clip one more time.
He comes downstairs, and as he's running downstairs, he said, baby, I think something happened. We call 911.
So Eddie's running downstairs, and as he's running downstairs, she says, baby, I think something happened. So we call 911 and we report a burglary. Is it just me, y'all? Like, is it just me, or did she skip a lot of stuff there? And I know that she doesn't have to tell us play by play, and I know that there's editing involved, but this made absolutely no sense. Like, the math is not mathing here, and it's not adding up. That Cam would think the dog messed something up, and Eddie runs downstairs and says, baby, I think something happened. And you guys, your 4 degrees and his law degree together conclude that it was a burglary. So let's call 911. Or y'all conclude that let's call 911 and report a burglary. But you didn't say that anything was missing. And that's where she lost me there. Let's go on.
Eddie wakes me up and says, baby, the police are down here.
So at this point, you guys, she's talking about, hold on, let me pause it. At this point, y'all, she's about to talk about, she's fast forwarding to the day that they were arrested, because one of the girls, I believe it was Angel, talked about how Wendy was going through all of this. And Kay, or one of them, talked about how she was going through all of these things, and she had to have known she was going through this, and she didn't say any of it during the season, right? And so what Angel was saying was that Wendy, it was like misplaced anger or projection. the things that she was saying about Angel, like Angel being evicted from her home and only wanting to pay this much, but wanting this. So Angel kind of, said, she threw a little shade there and said that she thought it was Wendy just kind of projecting onto her what she was really going through. Really, what she said was that when she put those indictments on me this season, y'all know how Angel talks. Like, I don't know what it is about Angel. It's not what she's saying it's how she says it that is not landing with me. You know what I'm saying? It's not the words that are coming out of her mouth. It's the delivery of the words that it's just not landing, I don't know what it is. I don't know if she just talks slow, if it's like a slow drag with it. I don't know what it is, but it's just not landing. It's like it's very doom and gloom. It's very gloomy the way that she talks. It's like there's nothing exciting about anything that she says. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no enthusiasm behind anything that she says. So anyway, so when she was saying that she thought that Wendy might have been like projecting or indicting her all season with these different allegations, that maybe it was because she herself was going through this situation, That's not what she said, but that's kind of how she said it. So Wendy is saying like, no, like I didn't know that I was going through this situation. So Wendy wants us to believe. Wendy, Miss 4 Degrees, aka Dr. Wendy, wants us to believe that she was under investigation for a whole year and that neither she nor Eddie knew anything about it. What did you think was happening when they were asking you about those receipts and they were like, I don't understand why she didn't know that she was under investigation, especially considering Eddie, they were subpoenaing Eddie's emails. At some point, your emails had to be subpoenaed for them to say that they had email evidence, like the email where Eddie sent to Wendy asking her if she had any other high price items to list in the burglary, right? Or in the report. How would the police know that email existed unless they subpoenaed his emails, right? So if they were subpoenaing his email, if they sent a subpoena for his emails, for their text messages, for receipts, for whatever, then they should have known that they were under investigation. Like that doesn't make any sense. Y'all understand what I'm saying there? Like for her to say that she had no idea that they reported the burglary one year and then the next year the police come and they're at their house and she knew nothing about it. Let's hear what she has to say. I don't buy it though. I don't think that she's telling the truth.
October 9th, 2025.
Okay.
We get a knock on the door. I'm sleeping. Eddie wakes me up and says, "Baby, the police are down here." I sprint across my breezeway.
Okay. First of all, why is she giving us so much detail? She sprinted across her breezeway. What the hell does that have to do with anything? And why are you sprinting across your breezeway just because your husband says the police are at the door? Like, if you're not a criminal, if the police came to my door and I know that I'm not a criminal, I'm just going to the door and I'm answering. I'm saying, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? Like, my first inkling would not be to sprint across the house unless I had something I needed to flush down the toilet or get rid of. You understand what I'm saying? Or hide somebody. Like my first instinct wouldn't be to sprint across the house, across the breezeway. So something is not adding up there. And the fact that that was her first reaction lets me know, it makes me feel like she was expecting them to come. What do y'all think? Do y'all agree with that? But look at the facial expressions of her castmates. This is a prime example when I tell you that they're not buying it. This is a prime example of when I say they're not buying it. Look.
October 9th, 2025.
First of all, watch Giselle's eyes roll to the back of her head as she's trying to think if it makes sense.
October 9th, 2025.
Okay.
We get a knock on the door. I'm sleeping. And
Look at Ashley. Look at Ashley. Ashley's thinking, bullshit, bitch. Just like she said to Stacy. I mean, just like she said to Wendy when Wendy told her she didn't have any accomplishments and she said, bullshit, bitch. That's what she's looking like right now. Bullshit, bitch. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Wendy? Like, they're not buying it. If you could not sell this to the cast of characters that you work with, these women, you know damn well you're not selling that to us, or you're not going to sell that to a jury or a judge. Like, Wendy, you should have shut up, like your mama told you.
wakes me up and says, baby, the police are down here. I sprint across my...
Karen about to suck her damn bottom lip off. She's so disgusted. Look at Karen. If Karen could go over it, look at Karen's face. Karen about to suck that bottom lip off. She's so disgusted. She don't know what to do. She like, shut up, Wendy. Shut up. Shut up. Look at Karen. She gonna bite her damn bottom lip off. This is fun. Look at Stacy. Stacy's thinking. And they said, I'm a liar. And you want to hold me accountable, Wendy? You want to hold me accountable? But this is the bullshit you're selling.
I sprint across my...
Look how I didn't even catch that before. Look how Karen looks at Stacy and how Stacy looks back at Karen. They're thinking to them, baby, if looks could kill, you know we communicate with our eyes, okay? Like women, like sisters, y'all know we communicate with our eyes. Like the eyes could tell it all, okay? So Karen's like, and Wendy's like, you know, not Wendy, Stacy. Stacy's like, you know, I don't know. Like, I can't defend her. I don't have shit to say. And Karen is thinking, get your friend, Stacy, get your friend. And Stacy's looking like, I don't know what to say. I don't know anything I have nothing to do with this. I don't know why she's still talking. Look.
My breezeway.
So Wendy says she went running down the breezeway, okay?
Yell out, are my kids okay? And then he said, your kids are fine.
And she yelled out, are my kids okay? Are my kids okay? Why would that be the first thing that you would think, right? Like, well, I guess if she didn't know her kids were in the house or something, like maybe she could have thought her sons got out, or, you know, because they are teenagers. So they're at the age where they could be sneaking out, or, you know, maybe they were. I could see thinking about your children first. I could definitely see your children and their safety and their well-being being the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the police are at your house, especially if the kids are not in the house with you. However, if your children are in your home safe and sound, and you know that, what would make you the first thing you did just because the police are at your door? If you're not guilty of anything, if you're not expecting the police to come get you at any time, if you have not done anything that would send the police to your door in a situation where you are not in trouble or where you're in trouble, then I don't understand why the police knocking at your door, especially in your gated community, where there hasn't been a robbery in, you know, all these years, and there's no crime and all this stuff. I can't understand why just the police knocking at your door would cause such a panic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they would have kicked the door in, that would be different. Like, if the police were banging on your door and screaming, open up, and kicking the door in, that would be different. But if they just knocked on your door and you didn't do anything wrong, I don't understand why her first thought would be to run through the breezeway and, are my kids okay? Am I tripping? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I live in the, you know, I don't know. I just don't think that would have been my first inkling. I would have definitely been curious. Like, what the hell are they doing here? Your heart is definitely going to drop. And you're thinking, Lord, I hope they're not coming to tell me anything bad. But I can't see the running across the breezeway and screaming, are my kids okay? Right? It's all very strange to me. It's very strange to me that she's sticking to the story and that she's choosing to tell this story ahead of her court date, which from what I understand is in a couple of days.
I yell out, are my kids okay? And then he said, your kids are fine. And then he said, I don't know if you remember me. I'm the police officer that came to your home when your home was burglarized. I said, oh, okay, you guys found the burglar.
Oh, okay, you guys found the burglar. I said, oh, okay, you guys found the burglar.
I said, oh, okay, you guys found the burglar. I wouldn't have answered anything on the stage.
Where's it at?
No disrespect to your mother. I adore your mother. I particularly love.
Oh, shoot. Do I have the one when she said, oh, I think it was at the end of that one. It was at the end of that video of that clip where she says, oh, okay, you guys found the burglar. And they said there was no burglar or there was no burglary. And that's just where she left it off. Like she didn't say, and I'm thinking, what do you mean? I know there was a burglary because all of my things were missing. Like, how do they tell you that there was no burglary if you know that your shit is gone? How they tell you that if you know your stuff is gone and you know that you didn't return it to the store, you know that you're not still wearing it, you know that you didn't hide it. Like, how do they tell you that it's no burglary? That just makes no sense to me, right? But Karen had some advice for her. And it was good advice. It was good advice.
Yes. No disrespect to your mother. I adore your mother. I particularly love when she told you to shut up this season. Karen.
Now the girls didn't like Karen's delivery, but baby Karen was giving it to her raw. She was telling her what she needed to know because these girls don't give a shit about Wendy. They'll let her sit around here and rot and laugh, and they're gonna be laughing in her face or laughing behind her back when it's all said and done. Karen is telling her what she needs to know. Shut the F up, Wendy. Let's hear it again.
Yes. No disrespect to your mother. I adore your mother. I particularly love when she told you to shut up this season. Karen.
Ooh, did y'all see how Wendy looked at her though? Baby, they are glaring at each other. But here's where Karen explains what she meant by it.
Did. I wouldn't have answered anything on the stage today. You're talking too much, Wendy. I'm begging you to stop talking. I do not want you to go to jail.
What the fuck is wrong with Karen's mouth though, y'all? Like, on a side note, excuse my language. Excuse my language, but that just, y'all, what is going on with Karen's mouth? Look at her mouth. This ain't normal.
I'm begging you to stop talking. I do not want
Look at
you
this.
to go to jail.
That is not normal. Now, look, I'm not saying Karen's still sipping. I'm not saying she's sipping. But what I am saying is that right there is not normal. And that's the same way her lips were looking at the reunion a couple of seasons ago. And she had the little pixie cut. And she was up there. And she was hot. That's baby Karen looked good too, that reunion. She had that pixie cut. If y'all know what I'm talking about, let me know. She had this little cute little blonde pixie cut. But she was just up there just sucking on them lips. Just the whole time. And that's when I realized, okay, either Karen is drunk or Karen has dentures, one or the other, and they're not fitting or something is going on. I thought they were slipping or something. And I don't mean that to be shady or to be I'm not trying to be shady or ugly or mean or anything, but y'all, this is not normal. And y'all know darn well that is not normal. What is going on with Karen's mouth? But I digress. Let me go back to what she's saying in the video if I can get to it without being distracted. God. Y'all, I hope she ain't still drinking or I don't know.
I wouldn't have answered anything on the stage today.
She said, I wouldn't have said anything on the stage today. And that's some good advice. Wendy needs to hush. But I mean, what's done is done now. She done already said it. And then look at that smile. Wendy is still, look, at the end of the day, she's still Dr. Wendy. She's still Miss 4 Degrees. And she still thinks she knows every damn thing. And she doesn't. She doesn't. Because to speak about this case, the way that she spoke about this case on this show, I think that we could have all given her a pass had she just said, I can't talk about it because as you all know, I'm in a legal case right now. That would have been the truth. And we would have had no choice but to accept it. But she wanted to plead her case before the court of public opinion. And it's not working. It's not working.
You're talking too much, Wendy.
You're talking too much. You're talking too much, Wendy.
I'm begging you to stop talking. I do not want you to go to jail.
Damn. Look like Karen. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about Karen's mouth. Last thing I'm gonna say is that it looks like Karen been sucking on her thumb. It looked like she's a thumb sucker. Or not a thumb sucker, but you know those people that suck the two fingers? Like the two fingers. She looked like she sucked two fingers. Maybe it's something some like occupational therapy can fix. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm trying to figure out what is going on with her mouth. If it's not alcohol related or drug related, like we got to do something about that, Karen, because that's not a good look. And you didn't always talk like that. You didn't always do all that smacking and stuff. You weren't always doing that. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's old. I don't know if it's, like I said, maybe she has false teeth now. I don't know. But it's not a good look, Karen. And it's distracting because now I can't even hear what you're saying to Wendy for looking at your mouth. And I'm not trying to be mean, y'all. I'm not. I'm just being real. I'm just saying, telling the truth. Y'all know y'all thinking the same thing.
I wouldn't have answered anything on the stage today. You're talking too much, Wendy. I'm begging you to stop talking. I do not want you to go to jail.
Damn. So after y'all, after that played, after Karen gave her that advice, Wendy explained to Karen and everybody else that her attorneys knew she was going to be there that day and that they knew the line of questioning that she would have and that they pretty much were okay with everything that she was saying and that nothing that she had told on that stage had not been documented already in the police report or in court documents. So in other words, I'm not saying anything different from what I have already been saying. But the point is that what you are saying does not make any sense. It makes no sense, Wendy. And for you to double down on that publicly, it's going to be very hard for you to take accountability for it if, God forbid, you are found guilty of this. Because just like Karen told us for seasons, or for at least one season, that she was going to be vindicated and that she couldn't speak on her case and she's going to go to trial, she's going to be vindicated, all this. And then next thing we knew, the damn video comes out. The concubine video. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The notorious DWI concubine with Polo Ray on the side of the road video comes out. Okay? And then she then has to go back and not only address the proof that we saw, but she has to go back and admit that she lied and that she has a problem And the thing about it is that I believe that Karen is at it wouldn't even I don't even think that Karen is able to do that because she's so mature. Because as we can see, and I'm not accusing Karen of still being of still drinking. I'm not. But what I am saying is that we can tell by her behavior at this reunion and by the smacking and the lips and all that stuff that something still ain't right. Okay. So the point I'm making is that Karen thinks too that she is smart enough to play in our faces. And she's the beloved grand dame. Okay. And we love Karen. We do love Karen. Just like a good bit of us love Dr. Wendy. But I don't think that Wendy would be humble enough to come back and say, yes, I lied. Or, yes, Eddie and I got into some stuff that we shouldn't have been into, or whatever the case was. I don't think that Dr. Wendy would be humble enough to do that. And that is the difference. I think that Karen is beloved enough to go to jail, come back out, and she's smart enough to characterize her experience as life changing. And she is mature enough in age to where she can come back and try to use her experience to mother or to influence the younger generation. And so she can put herself on a pedestal like that. And so it gives her the ability to live in that space, if that makes sense. Because Karen, if it was different, if Karen was not on this platform and Karen did not have the nickname the Grand Dame, I don't know that Karen could come back from what she went through and come out stronger or feeling stronger on the other side, or come back and have a rebound the way that she has or the way that she will, if that makes sense. But I think because Karen knows that she is beloved, that gives her power, and that gives her the boldness to come back, even if it is playing in our faces. Okay? Because she thinks she's fooling us. I don't think that Wendy has, first of all, that level of confidence in the fan base that she's going to be beloved no matter what. And I don't think that Wendy is humble enough to say that she effed up, even if that's playing in our faces. You understand what I'm saying? I think that Karen would say I effed up. Karen would say I'm taking accountability. Karen would say I've changed because Karen wants to stay on the show. And Karen is not so prideful that she's not willing to play the game to play us. That's what I mean. Karen is playing the game to play us. Wendy is not humble enough to even play that game, even if that means playing us. Wendy's going to stick to her story. She's going to go to the grave with it, and she's going to go down with it no matter what. And if she got to stick beside Eddie and go to the pen with Eddie, she's going to go to the pen with Eddie. That's what I mean. Because Dr. Wendy has 4 degrees. And so Dr. Wendy would rather play victim and tell us that she was framed. She didn't know. Like, she wants us to believe that she didn't know how to pay her bills. She wants us to believe that she came home and just gave her check over to Eddie and that Eddie was paying all the bills out of it. Or does she want us to believe that she was able to keep her checks and do whatever she wanted to do with them? Is that the story she's trying to sell us? Because she's trying to say that she had no idea how to pay even the light bill in her house. Like, Miss 4 degrees, you can't be that dumb. You can't be both. And if that is the case, then you just prove my point. You have 4 degrees, but no common sense, no street smarts. Because at your big age and with your education, you should know to never give anyone that much power over you. Okay? So if we don't take anything else from this, ladies, if we are to believe that Wendy did not know, then we know that we can't let anybody have that much power and control over us, right? And if we are to believe that she's trying to play in our faces, does she think we stupid? Does she think that those 4 degrees makes her so much smarter than us that we would believe the bullshit she's selling us right now? Because if so, I'm here to tell Wendy and anybody else who thinks that way that that's not flying. Like we don't believe it. I don't believe it. Do y'all believe it? Let me know in the comments. If y'all believe it, let me know in the comments. If y'all are buying Wendy's story, let me know in the comments. Because to me, it's just not adding up. The math not mathing, and it's not adding up, Dr. Wendy, Professor. It's not adding up. And I only have 1 degree, but it's still not adding up. It's not adding up for me. It's not. And y'all, another thing that I thought was so crazy, and I thought I had downloaded this clip, is when Tia said that basically Wendy gives Nigerians a bad name. That's basically what she said. To sum it all up, Tia said that Wendy, there's already this stigma that Nigerians are crooks and criminals and thieves or whatever. And so, you know, it was very disappointing for Wendy to, you know, be in this situation. Everybody on the cast already has Wendy pegged as guilty. Everybody already knows Wendy is guilty. Their only hope is that she does not go to jail for it. Some of them. But some of them, secretly, I don't think would give a crap if she went to jail or not. You heard what what Angel said. She hopes that she's held accountable. Okay? She wants her to be accountable for it. And when they asked her what she meant, she said, well, I hope that she has her day in court. Well, we know she's going to have her day of court. The question is, will she be held accountable? That's what you said. And that's 2 different things. Being held accountable for something and having your day in court are 2 different things. Okay? So that was some BS, Angel. Stand on it. Stand on it. Say I want her ass to go to jail if she was stealing, because that's immoral. And she was talking shit about me, and I don't appreciate it. So if she guilty, lock her up. Clinkety clink. Don't drop the soap. It's just that simple. Stand on it. Stand on it. That's what I get tired of, all that fake stuff. I can't stand the fake stuff, y'all. Like I can't stand the fake stuff. I just want these people to just be real with each other. And being real doesn't necessarily mean being mean and being rude, but just be honest, you know? Just be honest. If you said something, stand 10 toes down on it. And if you didn't mean it, just apologize for it. But don't try to change the narrative later when you're confronted about it in the person's face, because that is what will make you a 1 season wonder, Angel. Like, speak up. Speak up. Stand up straight, back up, shoulders back straight, shoulders back, chest up, head up, and speak up and stand 10 toes down on it. Okay? If not, these girls are going to push you around and you're not going to ever have an opinion. I'm telling you right now, word of advice from a Real Housewives super fan. Speak up, because a bully don't like to be stood up to. As long as you keep on kissing ass and letting people bully you, they're going to keep on doing it. But I digress. We're talking about Angel now, and it's supposed to be about Dr. Wendy. Angel done got me all riled up with that. It's like, I don't like that. Stand 10 toes down on what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? If y'all agree, let me know. Let me know in the comments, okay? I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. This is officially Dr. Wendy's package. The package Giselle didn't get. I did a whole video on that too, you guys. I think it's over for Giselle. I think it's over for Giselle. If you guys believe it is over for Giselle too, let me know in the comments. Go back and find that video when I talked about that. In fact, let me go ahead and show you guys the picture of the thumbnail. So when you guys are looking for it on my page, it will not be hard to find. It's actually one of the last videos that I did. Here it goes. Here's the thumbnail right here. Go find this video, you guys. It's good. Word on the street is Giselle is fired. That's the word on the street. Word on the street, Giselle is fired. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. That's not really the word on the street. That's just what I said in the thumbnail, because her not having a package, her not sitting first chair, and the way Andy was looking at her and shading her that whole reunion makes me feel like this might have been Giselle Bryant's last reunion. I really do think so. I really do think so. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. You guys have rocked with me and hung with me to the very end. I thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, share the video, because we are trying to build this community here. And once I get enough of y'all, I want to go live. So I can talk to you guys live and we can really chat and I can get y'all's opinions in live time. Okay. So that's the goal. Anyways, until next time, from my sweet to your sweet. Good night, beautiful people. Peace out.